yang tak masuk ni. Ni tak apa, I'm taking the attendance dulu ya. Okay, so we have everyone in the class now. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So I hope everyone is in a good mood today, and hopefully you have recited the doa and have your praise of salawat before we starting our class today, right? I would like to inform you, I guess, yeah, I saw Dr. Hamidah here. I would like to inform you all that we have our KPP with us today, and maybe those with no problem can switch on your camera before we proceed with our discussion today. Okay, hopefully you have listened to a pre-recorded lecture that I have posted through YouTube. Semua dah dengar? Saya nampak ada berapa puluh lah tu. So I guess it must be you all lah dari kelas ni sebab the other class is tomorrow. Alright, so as usual, before we proceed with our case discussion, okay, I will highlight or summarize the chapters. Okay, so today we will look through the chapter 8, okay, which is about the recognizing the entrepreneurial opportunities. Alright, so maybe we can look at the slide here. Okay, you may refer to your soft copy of your textbook. Okay, you may refer because you need to highlight a few important part from this chapter, and this is related to your business proposal. Okay, to your business proposal that you have to prepare in order for you to complete the business proposal. And hopefully by week 13 or week 14 you can submit the business proposal. Okay, saya nak remind jugalah that proposal is slightly different from your IID, and that proposal should be submitted to me, not to your second advisor for the IID. Alright, so we look at the recognizing entrepreneurial opportunities here. So before this chapter is actually related to the new ventures, okay, to the new entrepreneur. If you yourself want to enter into the industry, you want to proceed with the business, okay, you can look and use this technique here. All right, so it is involved with the value creation. Of course, when you look at the new opportunities, you will know that something can be added, something can be created. Okay, so this is actually involved with the new value. Okay, what is actually when is the new value can be created? Maybe it can start from the startup ventures. Okay, ini ada dekat depan dekat muka surat awal, dekat teks you tu. So you may highlight the framework itself. Okay, we have the opportunity analysis framework. Okay, you have opportunity resources and the entrepreneur. Okay, you have startup ventures. Okay, hopefully you know what is startup ventures. Okay, kita ada cerita Korea kan. You all suka tengok cerita Korea yang ada startup venture tu. Okay, saya tak ingat dah siapa nama dia tu, tapi I watch that movie just because of the startup ventures. They learn to come out with a new venture and having difficulties in the business and so on. All right, so that movie can be used as one of the example. All right, so startup ventures is where you are the beginners in the industry. You want to proceed with a new business, okay? Or value creation can be done by this major corporation yang dah memang established in the market. all right, or maybe from the family owned businesses. All right, family owned businesses saya rasa semua orang faham. Family owned businesses, maybe it come from your parents company, maybe from your uncle or anybody, and you start and then you ask your parents to join you or your brothers and so on. And non-profit organization, we know that non-profit accounting student mesti familiar with this. The non-profit organization is actually sometimes is an NGOs lah, for example, yang paling mudah lah ataupun any charity organization and so on. Established institution, the established institution also can create value. Okay, when you want to enter into the industry, you have a lot of ideas and the opportunity come from this type of businesses. All right, so we look at the framework here, the opportunity, resources, and the entrepreneur. Apa tu opportunities? Okay, ada few step under the opportunities recognition. So before you proceed, you have to recognize first the opportunity, right? So kalau kita nak proceed, takkanlah kita main hentam je masuk dalam bisnes tersebut, right? So of course you have to study. As a beginner, for example, as a new entrant into the industry, as a new market player, okay, you have to look at the opportunity. Of course, you want to venture, but you cannot simply venture into the business. So what you need to do, you look at these two phases of the activities. One is the discovery and the second one is the evaluation. You discover everything first. All right. How you discover? You look at the spontaneous. How you discover? How you get the ideas? Maybe through your discussion with your colleague. Okay. Maybe during your tea time with your parents. Okay. Or anybody that you can get it spontaneously or unexpected, or sometimes because you are not happy with the product that you are using now. Okay, so you try to come up with a new idea. You try to, oh, maybe we can try to produce this, improvise, and then you get the ideas. That is how you come up with your IID, right? Because you try to explain, you try to solve the current problem, or what we call the old problem. So after you discover, so of course you will evaluate. Okay, you have few choices, for example, and then you start to study. All right, do not venture yet. Okay, you have to evaluate all the potential ideas that you have, and now you look at the few qualities before you proceed with your business on your new venture. Okay, you look at the other than the four criteria that we have learned, that is how we want to sustain in the industry. All right, but here you look at the four qualities for the new venture business. All right, so whether the business is attractive or not. Also, for example, you want to come up with a new product. All right, so you have to study whether the product is attractive or not. Apa maksud dia attractive? Okay, kalau dia sama je dengan yang lain semua, there's no point you produce the same thing. So at least you need to have a new value to your product where you can capture the market. Okay, you can attract the customers to win the customers' heart. Okay, kalau lah contohnya you nak come up with a new burger, okay, in the market, you have to compete with a big market player. You know that McDonald's, Kentucky is a well-known company in the industry. So let's say you want to make your product attractive, you come up with a new product, maybe something different from McDonald's. You put some healthy burger kan. Healthy burger apa yang boleh masuk kan? Mungkin ada herbal, ada benda-benda lain yang you can attract the customers. So maybe a new young people like you like to try new things, right? Okay, let's say let's buy this product. Okay, so itu yang you kena fikirkan whether that four qualities can be recognized or not. They are achievable. Do not try to proceed with a business that you think that you are not what we call cannot achieve. All right, it's something that beyond your capabilities. All right, so as a new startup company, of course, must be achievable and logic. Okay, and the business must be durable. Okay, it's not only valid for now, but it is going to be able to be acceptable by the market in future as well. Okay, and must be value creating, as I mentioned. Okay, you have to remember this under the opportunities. Katalah soalan akan keluar. Soalan kadang-kadang dikeluar dalam bentuk yang besar saja. Recognizing the entrepreneurial opportunities. So what need to be discussed? All right, what need to be discussed here, and you have to remember this chapter related to chapter 11. Okay, kalau entrepreneurship ni selalunya dia akan relate to leadership chapters. Okay, sebab dia boleh guna benda yang sama, case yang sama. Alright, so what you need to discuss here is something opportunity. So you have to remember these 2 points just now, right? Okay, the two phases of the opportunities recognition. So maknanya kita ada these are what we call evaluation phase. And now you have the opportunity, right? You know, you have the ideas now. Okay, you want to do this and that, and then but you have to look at your capabilities. Okay, you also have to look at the resources that you have. We cannot simply enter into the industry if we don't have the resources. Accounting students are very familiar with all these things. Kan dah banyak kali dah you belajar tentang financial resources. Bila kita cakap saja tentang financial resources, semua orang boleh explain sepatutnya. Alright, what are the financial resources that we have in the industry? Nanti kita akan tengok apa yang you perlu ada. Financial resources, the human capital, social capital, the government resources. Alright, financial resources. Okay, what is the financial resources? For example, kalau early ataupun initial startup financing, what you have? Of course, your parents or from your saving now. Selalunya small business, a new beginners in the industry, it is a very difficult for you to get a loan. So what you need to do, you get a loan from your parents atau from family members and friends. Okay, if you are getting bigger later, then we mungkin will use the crowdfunding technique. Hopefully you are familiar with the crowdfunding. What is crowdfunding? You boleh tengok Netflix selalu ada crowdfunding dekat dalam you punya handphone. Selalu dia akan pop up. Alright, crowdfunding is something that you get through the internet. You get the investor from the website. Alright, you advertise. Maybe it is a small amount actually. Okay, so a lot of people would like to invest in that project, and that is considered when you pull up the capital, that's called crowdfunding. Okay, selalunya company yang besar-besar ni orang tak takut untuk proceed with the crowdfunding punya strategy. You are the small investor, so you want to try to invest in something. Okay, then you try. Yang saya biasa nampak di dalam handphone ialah Netflix. Alright. And then you have early stage. You have the financial resources from 3 stage of the businesses. So you ada initial, you ada early stage. Kalau early stage dah lama sikit lah. Maknanya more than 6 months or 1 year. So now you can go for bank financing. But you are not stable enough. Alright, so you can get the investment also from the angel investors. Siapa angel investors? It is individuals that have a lot of money. Okay, so dia akan mungkin contribute to your business. Okay, they're willing to share. It can come from your friend as well. Okay, angel investors ni memang orang yang ada duit lah. Dia datang dan bantu you. Right, and the later stage, this is familiar to us, where we have the commercial banks, we have the venture capitalists. Venture capitalists, it can be someone or it can be a company. Venture capitalist ni dia ada equity financing. Right. That is about the financial resources. All right, without financial resources, you cannot proceed. Okay, if you have a lot of ideas as well, if you have a lot of ideas, you still cannot proceed with the business. Okay, you need some resources. So one of it is financial resources. So let's say you have settled with this, you get the loan with your parents, from your parents, then you can look at the human capital. You need someone to do the business. You need someone in the production. Let's say you want to produce a product. You need people in your company. Itu yang ada. Kalaulah you menggunakan teknologi tinggi, business yang menggunakan teknologi tinggi, so you need expertise in the company. You have to hire them. You need to have a talent workers. Okay, skill or non-skill worker, it depends on the needs of your product that you want to produce. Okay, itu dekat segi human capital. Saya rasa you all tak ada masalah. And basically, saya harap you dah dengar lah video. Alright, and you have the social capital here. Apa tu social capital? Alright, oh now you have your good friends and make sure that you still have in contact for another few years because maybe you need them. Alright, the social contact is someone that you can have you can gain something from them later. Okay, not like to take advantage, but actually through a good relationship, you can create a strategic alliance with another company through your social contact. Mungkin you ada kawan dekat Kelantan, so now mungkin ada yang dekat KL dan sebagainya. Okay, you start a small business and then you want to promote something. You maybe need Zul, Zul Fauzan dengan Muhammad. Mungkin nak share, seorang ada dekat utara, seorang ada dekat selatan, pantai timur dan sebagainya. So this through social context, you can start the strategic alliance sebenarnya. So saya rasa you all pun dah belajar kan masa kita buat 671, you start your first case with this techniques, strategic alliances. So that is actually the social capital, social networks. Kan dalam chapter 3 ke chapter 4 tak salah saya, kita ada bincang tentang talent management and also the social networks. Ingat lagi tak? Fully ingat kalau tak ingat kena tengok lah. Alright, tengok dekat video tu. Alright, and another one, last one is we have the government helps. Betul tak? Dalam situasi sekarang, for example, during the pandemic time, all the SMEs especially, most of the businessmen and businesswomen, they get the loan they get the help from the government. Alright, you as a fresh graduate later, katalah you graduates nanti, you have 5,000 for you to start the business kan, young graduate punya scheme. Okay, look for it if you want to proceed with your business proposal to start with the new venture. Okay, small business, then look for this. Okay, young graduate punya scheme. Alright, tapi kalau you nak jadi auditor tak boleh lah because you cannot practice terus, you kena kerja dulu. Alright, so you can use the government contract loan guarantee program and training, a lot of support by the government. Ada banyak sangat lah government punya support that you can use in terms of the resources. Itu kita dah cerita tentang resources. Alright, so apa yang you patut buat ialah you have to look again at the opportunities. Okay, after you study the opportunities, now you have the resources. You have settle about the resources. What you need to look some more. Okay, you have to look at the leadership skill. Tak semua orang boleh jadi leader. Alright, in terms of the entrepreneurship here, where you need leaders that can create value for the business. Alright, so it must be a very courageable person. Okay, and energy to work hard. Nak jadi businessman tak boleh orang lembik-lembik, tak boleh orang malas dan sebagainya. So you need to have a lot of energy here because you have to move around to get the opportunity to look for the potential resources and so on. So you need to have the skill there as an entrepreneur. Alright, you need to have the personality trait here where this is similar to leadership in chapter 11. Nanti jangan confuse kalau soalan keluar, hati-hati bila baca dekat case tersebut whether the case is discussing about the leadership in chapter 8 or leadership in chapter 11. Leadership in chapter 11 is related to all leaders. Alright, but leadership in entrepreneurial chapters is about the entrepreneur itself. So baca case dulu. So ni leader mana yang ditanya dan selalu inilah yang salah. Alright. So you have to need you need to have this higher self-confidence, consciousness, openness to new experience, emotional stability, a lower agreeableness. Okay, you need to have this and also these 3 criteria which we have learned in chapter 1 kan, masa kita belajar dulu leadership characteristic, you must have vision. Betul tak? Kalau kita tengok CEO, you must have a vision. Apa vision kita yang paling penting? Because we want the company to be sustained in prolong kan? Betul tak? Going concern concept yang you belajar must be one of the things that you have to remember. That is one of your vision, and you as a leaders or as entrepreneur, you need to be dedicated and drive. Okay, looking forward. Okay, oh, I want to do this. Okay, whether we can do this or not, you discuss with your team members, your subordinate, and so on, whether we can proceed with the business. You always have something in mind that you want to proceed. Okay, to do. Okay, so nampaklah macam employee tu gembira lah sebab you have the motivation to and drive to go for further expansion in your business. All right, and that is what we call the commitment to excellence. Alright, itu adalah tentang leadership kan, kalau kita nampak vision, drive, dedication and commitment to excellence. Alright, you have that three criteria. So kita tahu we have fulfilled the framework. So what you need to do now, you again look at the opportunities. Apa yang you patut ingat dekat dalam opportunities, and what are the resources, okay, and what is about the entrepreneur. Apa benda yang patut ada dalam tiga perkara ni yang you kena mahir. Okay, if you have settled all this and you have all the capabilities, resources is ready, and you know that the apa nama entrepreneur is viable. Sekejap ya. Okay, I think Dr. Hamidah having apa nama lost connection, but it's okay, never mind. We continue with our apa nama ni highlight Okay, kita tengok. Okay, commitment to excellence tadi tu. Okay, once you have settled all this, now we want to proceed. Okay, katalah we want to proceed. We want to enter into the industry. So what we need to do? Apa kita nak buat ni? Okey, apa strategi yang kita nak guna? Okey, kita lihat pada entrepreneurial strategy. This is also one part of your business proposal. Kalau you tengok apa outline dalam business proposal, saya dah mention what type of strategy that you want to use. Apa strategi yang kita patut ada? Kita ada 3 types of strategy. Alright, so what are the 3 types? Kita tengok, kita ada entry strategy tersebut ialah pioneering new entry, kemudian imitative, kemudian adaptive. Alright, I want to remind you all. Pioneering new entry strategy is quite difficult. And basically, most of us will proceed with imitative and adaptive. If you choose pioneering strategy and you put in your proposal, you need to be careful. Okay, sebab pioneering ada karakteristiknya tersendiri. Alright, so we look at the pioneering new entry strategy. Maybe you can refer to your textbook. Bila kita cerita tentang entry strategies, and when you want to mention that, oh, okay, my company is using the pioneering new entry strategy. I will study your proposal thoroughly, because once you want to mention you are the pioneer, kita ni selalunya taklah canggih sangat, especially the startup company, but it is possible. Alright, so maybe when we mention about pioneering, apa yang kita patut buat? Pioneering, dia mesti ada radical innovation. Okay, kan kita buat IID, right? Okay, so you produce product, okay, or your service or your techniques, ataupun ada yang buat apps if I'm not mistaken lah. Alright, okay, so you have something, you mention you adalah pioneer, so make sure that the product that you have, that you want to propose, is actually have radical innovation. Apa maksud radical innovation? Okay, radical innovation, you have a lot of changes to the existing product. You buat macam-macam sehingga lah it looks totally different from the existing one. You can call it pioneer product. You are the pioneer in that particular product. Okay, so create new ways to solve the old problem. So most of the product that we create basically try to solve the old problem. Betul tak? Simple je kita ambil. Alright. Kita ada small fan, betul? Saya rasa majority we have small fan. Apa nama? Small yang kecil tu kan, yang you beli dalam 10-20 ringgit tu. Alright. That is something, a new product, okay, that we want to solve a old problem. Itu contoh lah yang kita boleh guna. Alright, and meet customer needs in a unique way. Alright, so you have the uniqueness that cannot be copied by others. Difficult for someone to imitate. But you have to remember it's supposed to be acceptable lah. Janganlah kita buat yang macam tak masuk akal. Okay, janganlah kita buat yang macam tak menarik, tak boleh diterima. Alright, and will it be destructive to the status quo of an industry? Kita kena tengok dalam case nanti. Okay, for example, case given to you, you have to study whether it will be destructive to the status quo. Status quo means basically it's something that a lot of, so not a lot, but there is a change in that particular product, but people don't want to change. They want to maintain the current one. All right, whether it's drastic to the industry. Okay, so that is status quo. So you want to remain the same lah. Manusia memang selalu macam tu. Alright, you want the status quo. You don't try to disturb. Alright, will the advantage be sustainable against imitators? Alright, that is pioneering. Okay, if you think that your product is in between imitative and adaptive, you look at this strategy. All right. Imitators have a strong marketing orientation, capitalize on proven market successes. What you need to look at here, okay, whether your product is imitative or adaptive, normally you will study the product itself. Are you taking the existing product in the market? Contohlah saya ambil, katalah you have the ideas, you look at the product is acceptable in China. Okay, so you think that this is good and this is a potential product that you can be sellable in Malaysia. All right, okay, so you imitate that product and you bring it here. All right, so you introduce the same basic product or service in another segment of the market. All right, different geographical area. Okay, and maybe you can do better than the existing competitors. Okay, but again, you have to study whether the product is easily imitated or not. Tapi kalau dah imitatif ni, biasanya dia akan mudah di copy. Alright, okay, imitative, you take someone and then you take something from outside and then you bring it here. How about the adaptive? Capitalize on the current market trend. It's offer a product or service that is somewhat new and sufficiently different. Create new value for customer, captures a market share. Okay, so you have the existing product in the same market, tapi you create a new value, you add something to that particular product, you sell at the same market, the current market. Itu adalah adaptive new entry strategy. Alright, then it is for sure maybe easily imitated by other competitors. You yourself imitate from others, right? Okay, you imitate from others, you improvise the product, you say you create value to the product and try to capture the same market. Okay, and this is considered the adaptive new entry. All right, class. So hopefully these three strategy you can differentiate these three strategy, okay, and which is your strategy need to be explained in the business proposal. The way how you present it is supposed to be you have the product with you and you select one of the technique and you explain why you see that it is a adaptive or imitative. Kalau pioneer, hati-hati sebab selalunya pioneer ni kita tak start with pioneer. After all, unless you have the parents yang memang dah well in the business, okay, so you continue their business, that is different. Tapi kalau you yourself, it's just a new venture and you want to start, you maybe start with the imitative or adaptive. Right? But that is about the entry strategy. Okay, you have that framework just now. You ready with all that three factors. Okay, you have the resources, you have the opportunity, you have the leadership skill and so on. So you have go through the entry strategy. So now let's say you want to proceed with the imitative strategy. The product is acceptable in other markets. So now you bring it to Malaysia. Right, so that is imitative. Right, kita boleh tengok ada banyak yang produk adaptive and imitative in Malaysia. Alright. Now, you have to look to these generic strategies. Yang ni kita dah belajar dalam chapter 5, right? So we know that we have these 3 generic strategy. Jangan confuse ya. Sebab nanti ada entry strategy. Sebab itu perkataan itu sangat bermakna. Alright? It is a strategy, but sometimes they ask you for generic strategies. Generic strategies semua orang tahu. Yang kita belajar dalam chapter 5. Alright? And relates to chapter 2, Porter semua tu. Dia adalah daripada chapter 2. The general environment, kena ingat yang tu general environment akan ditanya, Porter's model akan ditanya. It even came out in your test kan, ada itu dalam 671. Dia keluar you punya Porter's model. You need to discuss that. Alright, and you have the generic strategy in chapter 5. Chapter 5, business level strategies. So now you want to start the business. So which strategies that you think is most suitable for you? You have study about, you need to study about this. You nak masuk guna overall cost leadership, or you want to proceed with differentiation strategy, or you want to focus. Okay, by now I think you are familiar with the overall cost strategy. Overall cost mean you have to keep your cost lower compared to other competitors in order for you to sell using lower price strategy, lower pricing strategy, kan? Okay, kalau kita tak boleh minimize our cost, okay, we will have difficulties as a new startup or new ventures in the industry. How you want to compete with the existing market player? Alright, if you a new company, you want to enter and fight with the existing market player in the same industry that you want to venture, you have to remember that you have to have one of these strategy. Alright, so biasanya kita akan guna lower cost. Okay, lower cost strategy. Tapi kalau you have the capability, for example, you have enough capital, you want to be different, okay, you enter with differentiation strategy. Kalau kita ingat tak, kalau differentiation strategy, the price should be premium, kan? Tapi ada ke orang nak beli barang kita kalau tiba-tiba kita masuk dalam industri, kita jual mahal, lepas tu kita nak compete dengan a well-known established company, that one we need to be careful. Alright, kalau kita confident, macam tadi you have the characteristic, you confident that you can sell your product. Even it is a premium pricing strategy that you use, you think that you can still capture the market, then silakan, tak ada masalah, but you have to bear in your mind lah. Okay, you have to compete. For example, you want to come up with this handphone, kan? Tiba-tiba you ada banyak duit and you want to proceed to produce the handphone and you want to sell at a premium price, and then you think that you have the differentiation ataupun a uniqueness in your product. You think that you have that 4 criteria, the competitive advantage, ada valuable, ada unique dan sebagainya. Okay, tak apa. I masuk guna differentiation strategy. You want to compete with Apple in the industry. Do you think that you can compete with Apple? Okay, you yourself use Apple, lecturer pun tak guna Apple. Alright, so do you think that you can capture the market? Ask yourself first. You tanya dulu kalau you nak masuk differentiation. Tapi bukanlah tak boleh. Boleh, tak ada masalah. Tapi you have to study. Alright. And a focus. Let's say you rasa susah lah nak compete dengan yang lain ni. So why not I try to focus my target market. Ingat ya, bila you kata fokus tu maknanya you nak specific market saja. Kita nak jual barang kanak-kanak je lah, for example. Tak naklah compete because kids product is not many brand yang ada in the market. So I think this one is good for my new business. Okay, so you want to focus. So you have to remember small ataupun focus means you have smaller target market. Sebab kita tak boleh jual pada semua orang kalau you keluarkan produk contohnya baju kanak-kanak. So yang akan membeli hanyalah kanak-kanak kan. Maksudnya parents lah yang akan beli. Tapi orang besar tak boleh pakai baju tersebut. Betul? That is the focus. Alright, so you have to think of the generic strategy.
Okay, Assalamualaikum,
Yeah,
Dr. Hana.
Dr. Hamidah. Okay.
Okay, okay. I think I just would like to say thank you very much for the class, for the lecture given to the students. Okay, and my time or the duration that I need to stay in this in order to observe the lecture is only about 30 minutes. Therefore, I would like to stop now and thank you very much. And for the students, I'm sure you are attentive students, okay, you are good students, okay, therefore try your level best, okay, best of luck, okay, so and hope you will get a good grade in the final exam and be a future accountants or future account officer or whatever you want to be, or managers, okay, therefore learn it, whether you like it or not, you have to learn by heart, okay, certain things have to be remembered, certain things have to be memorized, okay, from time to time, yet okay, the benefit will be later rather than today lah. Because normally students feel that okay, when you are in class you feel pressured and there are so many things to be absorbed, yet okay, I'm sure whatever that you learn, knowledge that you gain today will be fruitful in the later years, okay. So with that note, okay, thank you very much and meet you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dr. Hamidah, sikit permintaan mungkin doktor boleh motivate student. Saya rasa kita semua tahu student think ada yang dah macam letih kan, dah hampir 2 tahun dalam keadaan macam ni. Mungkin bagi semangat sikit doktor. Semangat sikit.
Okay,
Lagi
I think
4 weeks to go.
okay, sikit je lah dalam okay, maybe this is just part of the I think you are all in semester 6, am I right? Yang ni
Yep.
semester 6 kan, right? Okay. And you are 6, which group you are in now? Which group you are now?
6B.
6B. Okay. So I suppose that you already undergo the process of studying online since semester 4. All right? 4, 5, 6. No, semester 3. Okay, semester 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, because this is the 4th cycle. So I'm sure you get used to the online, yet okay, there are not much. Okay, if you say that online is not as good as face to face, maybe 60%, 70% right lah. Okay, I'm also having that. We also as lecturers, we feel that okay, we have the same idea with the students, saying that not everything that we want to depart to the students can be departed through online, because observation, okay, your personal discussion, okay, face-to-face discussion will be very important in order to gain a better understanding of what you want to learn. However, okay, we are living in this period of so-called, we can consider ourselves as having an emergency situation, and we also have to face the need to use information technology, okay, at this moment of time. And as an accountant, definitely, if you work with those who are from other continents, okay, that you are going to work with international counterparts, okay, you still have to meet them online. There is no doubt. Okay, if you are working with international company, you are supposed to meet them online. Okay, that happened to many students of ours who experience the same they use the same media in order to do their work. Okay, so in learning, okay, take as much initiative atau as many initiative as possible in order for you to feel that you are not boxed down with the methods that we are using, okay, the medium that we are using. Yeah, so you have to make sure that when you are studying, okay, you have something which really motivate you. For example, okay, in order for you to stay in front of your computer for maybe with Dr. Hana 3 hours, am I right? okay, 3 hours per day. And I don't think Dr. Hannah, you can stand for listening to every words by words that Dr. Hannah would like to say in front of you for 3 hours. So if Dr. Hannah already provide you with the video, I suppose you can take it and you can listen it at your own sweet time. Okay, and during the class you can just ask questions. Okay, that can help you to lessen your Buddhism. Okay, if you keep quiet in the class without asking, Dr. Hannah will continue with the lecture. Okay, so that's what we have to do. If you keep quiet, you just shut your mouth and you don't want to ask questions. There are two things there. One, whether you are not prepared, or you have no questions. Okay, you are prepared and you have no question. If you are prepared, okay, you have your time you have your own time to look at the video and watch the video, and then maybe, or you flip through your books. Okay, then you have question, you just ask Dr. Hannah. Maybe doctor, can you give me examples? Okay, so with Dr. Hannah, I'm sure with a lot of experience that Dr. Hannah already has, I think she is able to elaborate the things better if you ask. If you didn't ask, she has to make sure that, okay, she just put whatever example that she believed that it helps you. So the other side of the story, the other way of learning is through asking questions. Do ask a lot of questions, so that will really activate, okay, your understanding, or really activate your mind to think further. Okay, because learning is through a lot. When you say that you are actually acquiring knowledge and you are learning, you must be able to ask question in order to gain more. So do ask questions. Kalau tak, macam saya pun, saya akan cakap je lah. Okay, because dia akan jadi satu kelas yang senyap aja, senyap, dan tidak ada feedback daripada pelajar. So what we want actually, students who are able to, saya tahu student accounting ni sebenarnya dia pandai tapi dia simpan. Ya, dia pandai dan dia banyak soalan tapi dia pun simpan. Jadi sebaiknya tanya. Okay, you can ask question, tadi you tak rasa penat tau. Kalau saya penat. Saya duduk je saya penat. Saya suka tanya, lagi saya banyak tanya. Itu yang saya ni. Jadi you akan rasa kebosanan tu lebih kurang. Satu. Keduanya mungkin saya tak tahu sama ada you can have like your own break in between. Okay, kadang-kadang kalau saya ada my own break in between. I take coffee ke apa ke kan sekejap. I'm sure lecturers dia didn't mind to have students bukan sentiasa makan waktu kelas kan, tapi it's just a light ni macam kacang ke, gula-gula ke, that is normal. Tapi janganlah banyak gula kan, because it cause a lot of problem dia kat kemudian. But I want you to ask, jangan duduk diam dalam kelas, itu satu. Keduanya itulah dengan cara, I'm sure you can refer to your friend and so on, tu biasa you buat. Tapi bila dia dalam keadaan online ni, kadang adik bercakap kat sebelah kan, banyak aja disturbance kan, nanti mak panggil, okay, siapa yang kat rumah tu, kalau ni mak panggil, tak jawab rasa bersalah. These kinds of distraction tu memang ada, yet I believe if you are able to approach it ataupun take it, okay, saya rasa dengan 4 semester ni, saya rasa you all ni semua dah terror dah macam mana nak fahamkan ibu bapa, adik dan sebagainya kan. Yang tu saya rasa dah tak ada masalah. Yang masalah dia ni ngantuk, masalah dia ni tak ada mood nak belajar, dan ketiga je macam mana saya nak habiskan semua kerja saya dalam satu masa. Sebab banyak kerja right. Part 6 ni kalau tidur pukul 11 saya rasa macam pelik. Saya tak tahu kalau ada yang boleh tidur pukul 11. Ada? Ada yang boleh tidur pukul 11 malam? Tak ada kan? Mesti sampai nak tidur tu masih lagi berfikir kat kepala ni, apa lagi yang tak settle ni? Besok nak keluar hantar, besok next day dah ada assignment lain. Yet this is how itulah sebahagian daripada kita. Tapi jangan lupa bahawa kita ni milik Allah, kita sentiasa ada Allah, dan kemudahan yang kita dapat ataupun ketenangan yang kita dapat, yang kita cari itu sebenarnya kita balikkan semula pada Allah. Niat betul-betul. Bila belajar tu setiap hari mesti betulkan niat. Okay, kenapa saya kena ada kat sini? Bukan kerana Dr. Hana kata kalau tak datang attendance kosong. Okay, percentage 20% tu menyebabkan you cannot ambil exam. Bukan that kind of persediaan yang you kena ada. Bangun pagi, memang kita niat memang nak solat. Okay, kita niat nak menghadap Allah dan kita nak menjalankan tugas sebagai insan membelajar sebagai satu daripada tanggungjawab. Yeah, you are supposed to learn from daripada kecil hingga akhir, dan ini adalah jihad. Ya. Bila kita belajar, kita juga sebenarnya sedang menjalankan berjihad kerana mencari ilmu. Okay, itu sebahagian daripada jihad kita yang laksanakan. Kalau kita ingat itu, insyaAllah kita akan sentiasa rasa apa yang kita buat ni sebenarnya kita akan dapat semula dalam bentuk sebaik-baiknya lah, sama ada di dunia maupun di akhirat. Kalau niat dengan betul, dia jadi ibadah. Kalau tidak berniat, masa dia berlalu dengan rasa yang berat, dan dia akan rasa, why am I here? Sometimes you will akan bertanya-tanya persoalan tersebut. So betulkan every day, bangun, satu niat. Keduanya, I'm sure Dr. Hana selalu mulakan kelas dengan ask you to recite doa. The best doa yang saya selalu amalkan ialah Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma rzuqna ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. This is a very short, yet it highlights the whole thing that you are doing for the whole day, for the whole life of yours. Okay? So saya rasa you pun tahu benda tu very small, simple. Ya Allah, rezekikanlah kepada diriku, Allahumma rzuqna ilman nafi'ah, ilmu yang bermanfaat, rizqan tayyiba, rizki yang baik, halal, tayyibah, wa amalan mutaqabbala, dan amalan yang baik. Okay, that will give you a good start for a day, and definitely when you recite other doa untuk mendapatkan ilmu dan sebagainya, that's good, but that will start your day. Okay? So I do hope that will help, will motivate you a little bit, and meet you again insyaAllah if the times allow, okay, and Allah give us the time and duration yang baik for us to meet face to face. Okay, we are going to meet face to face lah. Okay, we do hope that next semester before you go for your practical training in semester 8, we can meet each other lah. Dah daripada part 1 tu duduk, part 3 masuk tu, tak ada jumpa pun kan, jumpa sekejap je kan, berapa hari je, saya rasa macam sebulan macam tu, and the rest you are online. So we do hope, we lecturers also miss the students, and not only the student miss the university je, universiti saya tak tahu dia miss lecturer dia ke tidak, sebab dia rasa banyak sangat kerja lecturer dia bagi. Yet I believe you have to know that actually dalam kehidupan ni semua orang memerlukan petunjuk dan sebagainya, so we learn from each other. Okay, so you learn from Dr. Hana, saya learn daripada Dr. Hana, even with the students, kita learn each other. So banyakkanlah tanya, dan we do hope that that will assist us, help us to be given the better pathway lah. Okay, thank you very much. Meet you again. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Hamida. Little bit for I think thank Dr. Hamida for the time, and maybe we can proceed before we continue with our discussion with the case that I have given to you. All right, so I finished a little bit on the generic strategy just now, and maybe we can look at what else here. Okay, of course you know about the combination of the strategies. Okay, combination of the strategies may be 2 or 3 strategies that we combine in order for you to start the new ventures. All right, so other thing here that I want you to look at is the competitive dynamic. Okay, competitive dynamic quite popular here, where you have to look at the type of competitive action. Okay, we have two type of the competitive action here. All right. Oh, before that, why we launched the action? Right? We have few times this type of question came out last time in your final exam. All right. Why launch the action? And maybe you will look at who launched the action. Okay, kita tengok dekat sini the competitive dynamic here. Why do company launch new competitive action? Okay, to improve the market position. All right, let's say you are already in the business. Okay, you want to improve your market position. Okay, that's why you launch the new competitive action. Apa tu competitive action? Maknanya kita akan lihat kepada strategic and tactical action. Okay, so kita tengok dulu to capitalize on growing demand, to expand to expand production capacity, to provide an innovative new solution, to obtain first movers advantages, to strengthen the financial outcome and capture a profit, and to grow the business. Okay, that is why we launch the action. Okay, apa action tu? Okay, kita akan lihat kepada hardball. Tapi hardball ni macam dah tak masuk lagi dekat final. Alright, so we may proceed to the types ada dekat sini. Alright, so the threat analysis. We look at the threat analysis here, the market commonality and the resource similarity. What is actually market commonality? Okay, market commonality, please look at page 254. Okay, market commonality, where you look at the same customers and how many market that you share in common. Itu market commonality. Maknanya if you produce the product or you start the new venture, you start new business, all right, and you are going to look at the market commonality. Are you going to share the same market? Are you going to capture the same customers? Okay, that is what we call market commonality. And how about the resource similarity? Okay, we look at the resources that we need to apply in our product. Okay, contohnya, are we going to look for the same employees? Okay, with the same skills? Or are we going to look at the same suppliers for us to obtain the resources, for example, the raw material, all right, okay, that is considered the resource similarity. Mungkin juga the social network dan sebagainya, all right. So are we going to share the same point, the same resources, all right, okay, itu yang you kena lihat, okay. Dan dekat competitive action ni, this is important, alright. Types of competitive action includes the strategic action and tactical action. Okay, the strategic action here is where you have to look at the entering new market. Okay, creating new product introduction, changing the production capacity and pursuing merger or alliances. Entering new market ni, kalau kita tengok, bila nak guna strategic, bila nak guna tactical. Okay, you have to know, and if you want to choose, okay, now I need to use the strategic action. Bila? Sebab dia memerlukan major commitments. Okay, so if you look at your textbook here, distinctive and specific resources. Let's say you want to launch breakthrough innovation, building new production facilities or merging with another company. So you require a significant planning. Okay, so therefore it is good if you choose a strategic action. Alright, strategic action tu apa? Dia lebih sebenarnya strategi yang lebih besar daripada berbanding dengan tactical. Tactical. Strategic action sebenarnya dia melibatkan external dan tactical action dia melibatkan internal. Okay, if you look at the strategic action here, entering new market, what you need to do? You have to study geographical expansion, for example. Okay, expand into neglected market. Okay, you tahu kan dekat dalam industri ada banyak market player, but sometimes they ignore certain market. Okay, so you think that you want to proceed with that market. Okay, so you nak capture market yang orang lain neglect. Okay, so itu mungkin juga di antara entering new market. Target rivals market. Okay, you memang target, you rasa you berani, you target the rivals market and target new demographics. Okay, mungkin selama ni orang ignore yang orang tua punya pakaian contohnya. Alright, but you think that you want to capture that geographical area. Okay, tu bergantung kepada keadaan lah. Sebab itu kadang-kadang kita tengok benda yang ada dekat dalam industri, for example, pakaian mandi kan dulu. Mana ada orang pakai mandi yang tutup sampai semua cover dulu-dulu. Because of this strategy, this strategic action. You think that you want to capture the Muslimah punya pakaian renang. Pakaian renang Okay, so kita sekarang boleh tengok ada banyak bentuk pakaian renang kan, betul tak yang agak cover sikit, yang tutup dan sebagainya, dan still you boleh pakai. Okay, and then you have the new product introduction dan ada macam-macam lagi bawah strategic action, but you have to remember that is a big action. Senangnya jangan cakap bahasa yang mudah tu, dia adalah action yang besar-besar lah. Alright, tapi kalau tactical is more dalaman, where we look at the price cutting, the product enhancement, increase marketing effort, okay, the new distribution channel. Okay, bila kita nak guna strategic action and tactical action, we will look at our case later. Alright, insyaAllah nanti kita akan tengok. Alright, saya tak kisah sangat tadi bila Dr. Mida kata you tak tanya, memang selalu you tak interrupt saya pun. Lepas habis baru kita akan open kan. So I know that you have listened, sebab saya ada nampak banyak viewers dekat dalam chapter 8 tu. So hopefully you have listened. Dan saya tahu student biasanya akan tanya kalau tak jelas lah Okay, so alright. Kemudian we look at the reaction. Okay, reaction is very important. Sebab reaction agak susah nak jawab bila dibagi you case. Alright. And sorry juga tadi sebab we have to use all fully English. You tahulah bila ada recorded dan ada tu, sebab kita sebenarnya tak digalakkan menggunakan bahasa Malaysia kan. So most of the lecture. Kalau explanation, yes, okay to use bahasa. Alright. So lepas ni tak apalah kalau you nak bincang dalam bahasa Malaysia, you punya jawapan tu is okay. Alright. So I want you to highlight likelihood of competitive reaction. Okay, this is very important. Come from page 258. Likelihood of competitive reaction, where you have to study the market dependence, competitor resources and actors reputation. Alright. Bila nak guna benda ni? Bila ada product launch. Bila ada new business launch contohnya. Okay. Kita akan lihat contoh sama ada kita new market player or new ventures, or you are the existing existing market player. Okay, yang ni ada 3 kriteria yang you nak bincang dan saya harap student boleh bincang lah Okay, itu reaction. Dan di page 259, choosing not to react. Okay, choosing not to react ada 2 jenis, forbearance dengan competition. Bila kita nak buat forbearance ni? Forbearance ni apa maksudnya? When we holding back, we didn't do anything. Maknanya kita senyap je, kita tengok je, kita tak buat apa-apa, kita tak respon pun pada apa yang sedang berlaku di market. Okay, orang lain duk sibuk fight back, come up with a new product, and then you keep quiet. So we call it holding back yourself. You don't do any, or you don't do practice any attack. Okay, itu adalah forbearance. And competition. Competition, dekat belakang, you and the other few market player, you work together, alright, and you pakat-pakat, lepas tu you cooperate with them and you launch something. Okay, okay. Itu adalah competition, alright, or you keep quiet. Okay, so kita akan lihat itu saja. Cuma saya nak get back to you in terms of competitive reaction. When I look at your question, hanya satu bahagian saja yang menyentuh tentang chapter 8. So we have to complete other chapters as well. Chapter 10 is, if I'm not mistaken, not chapter 10, chapter 11, tak salah saya yang leadership tu. Alright. Okay. Apa yang popular dekat chapter ni ialah tadi tentang leadership skills, okay, entrepreneur leadership skill, kemudian di competitive reaction. Okay, let's say we take what we call this Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola and Pepsi Cola as our example when we want to discuss about the competitive reaction. Okay, how you want to discuss the implication when the market leader Okay, kita buat assumption biasanya kita tahu Coca-Cola adalah market leader dari segi cola drink, right? The soft drink. Semua orang tahu tentang Coca-Cola, right? Then bila Coca-Cola launch ataupun close competitor launch, okay, itu adalah major market player, right? So kita akan study the first criteria is market dependence. Okay, market dependence. If both company ataupun bila Coca-Cola launch, you akan lihat pada Pepsi Cola. Adakah dia depends on the same market? Okay, kalau dia depends on the same market, highly dependence on the same market, basically this close competitor will respond to the new product launch. Katalah Coca-Cola, kalau kita tengok dalam example mudah dekat luar sana, Coca-Cola dulu dia ada satu jenis je minuman dan Pepsi Cola pun ada satu jenis saja, betul tak? Lepas tu dia keluarlah yang tanpa gula dan kemudian Pepsi pun follow ada tanpa gula. Saya tak ingatlah siapa dulu yang keluar because both of this cola drink they are very close one after another. Satu keluarkan and then followed by another company. So that is why because of the market dependence. Kalau a small market player. Okay, kalau small market player, dia depends at the same market. Okay, kita akan tengok. Kalau dia only depends on 10%, 20%, dia adalah small market player. So selalunya, a young or a new venture will not respond. So dia mungkin akan jadi forbearance. Sebab dia tengok, oh, major market player yang launch, I don't think that I can afford to fight them. So might as well I just keep quiet and sell whatever that I have in the market. I'm not going to introduce a new product. You boleh tengok pada minuman yang you selalu minum ni, Coca-Cola dengan Pepsi Cola. Hanya major market player yang keep respond to each other because they depend on the same market. Tapi kalau you tengok small market player, dia selalunya akan play safe. They still sell their own drink. Macam contoh Cheers, ada je di pasaran cola dan ada a few other. A&W, they have dia punya minuman sendiri yang dia boleh sustain until now. Dia ada dia punya sasi ke apa benda flavor yang dia ada. Alright, so that is semua orang pun dah well aware about that. So itu kita tengok dulu kepada market dependence. Okay, let's say now you depends on the same market. So now you have to look at whether you want to, how you want to respond. Do you have enough resources for you to respond? Do you have capital for you to respond? Kenapa? Kenapa perlu capital? Kenapa perlu ada resources? Yes, of course. If they come out with a new product, you pun nak kena come out dengan new product kan? So therefore you need some money. You need to have fund in order for you to produce another new product. Itu kita panggil new product launch. Okay. You buat 671 punya case study sulam, betul tak? Okay. So kalau ada company tu dia nak venture into new product, so of course they need new fund. Saya rasa semua accounting student tahulah, tak perlu pun kita bincang detail. Tapi bila you nak launch, you kena tengok resources tadi. Okay, if you have enough resources, then of course you will fight back. Okay, you want to sustain. You have to remember one thing that once you start the business, you need to sustain. Nak tak nak, you akan teruskan. Teruskan perniagaan tersebut. So of course you akan tengok if you can or you have the resources, you will fight back. Okay, you will come out with a new product to fight back. Alright. Then you juga akan lihat actor's reputation. Apa maksud actor's reputation? Actor reputation, and then we get back to the main market player tadi. Kita tengoklah biasa dalam industri, contoh dia. Okay, kalau actors yang keep introduce a new product, adakah you nak fight ataupun tidak? Selain daripada you tengok resources, you juga akan tengok siapa dia yang introduce the product. Siapa yang launch the attack. Alright, so kalau lah yang launch tu tadi Coca-Cola, setakat a small company, you have 10% of the market share or maybe 2%, 3% of the market share, then maybe you akan apply the forbearance technique. Okay, dan untuk Coca-Cola dan juga Pepsi Cola contohnya, dia akan proceed. Sebab dia juga one of the actor. Kalau Coke keluarkan, Pepsi akan keluarkan another product. Macam kita tengok juga pada Kentucky and McDonald yang you live with that product daily, maknanya kalau you nampak ada satu company dia akan keluarkan burger ni, lepas tu tiba-tiba KFC tak ada burger pun, sekarang dah ada burger juga. Okay, that is new product launch because they think that they need to capture the same market. Okay, sebab selalu kadang-kadang takkanlah dah pergi KFC nak makan burger, ada family member nak makan burger kan, so terpaksalah beli burger, tapi burger tak ada dekat KFC, so that's why burger KFC think that they want to have a burger, so dia buat slightly different, so that is how they counter the attack. Okay, counter the attack by McDonald. Okay, nanti dekat dalam case dia akan bagi dekat you. Okay, dan you kena kesan dulu sama ada company yang dibagi dekat dalam case tersebut adalah actors ataupun tidak. Dia ada enough resources ataupun tidak. And then how it depends on the market dependency macam mana. You have to consider these three factors in order for you to discuss dekat dalam tu pada soalan yang dibagi dekat you. Alright, so I think with that I end this session yang untuk part this. Alright, let me stop the recording.